The African savanna is a vast and open world, a living arena where the drama of survival unfolds every single day. It is a land of golden grasses that stretch as far as the eye can see, each blade a silent witness to the epic struggles that play out beneath the sun. Scattered across this great plain are acacia trees, their flat tops like umbrellas against the hot sun, offering shade to those who seek refuge from the relentless heat. This is a place of dramatic beauty, but it is also a stage for life's most intense and brutal battles, where every sunrise marks the beginning of a new contest for survival. Every day the sun rises on a world where survival is the only goal, and every creature must fight for its place in the great cycle of life. Animals big and small begin their daily routines, each one stepping onto the stage, ready to play their part in the ongoing saga of predator and prey. Some, like the zebras, search for fresh grass to eat, their ears twitching at every sound, while others, like the lions, move silently through the tall grass, eyes fixed on their next target. It is a world of constant motion, a world of predator and prey, where the chase is swift and the outcome uncertain. A single misstep can mean the difference between life and death. In this incredible landscape, many different animals make their home, each one locked in a daily struggle for dominance, territory, and survival. Tall giraffes reach for leaves on the highest branches, but even they must be wary. Lions may lurk in the shadows, waiting for a moment of vulnerability. Herds of elephants, wise and powerful, move slowly across the plains. Their low rumbles a constant presence. Even these giants are not immune to conflict as rival herds clash in thunderous displays of strength. Warthogs trot with their tails held high like little flags for their young to follow, but danger is never far. A sudden rustle in the grass could mean a leopard is near, ready to pounce in a flash of claws and teeth. Each creature has its own way of life, its own role to play in this complex world. Some are fierce competitors, others cunning opportunists, all bound together in a web of rivalry and alliance. They are all connected, living side by side in a delicate balance. At the watering hole, a fragile truce exists, but tension simmers beneath the surface. One wrong move, and chaos erupts. The story of the savannah is the story of these connections, of how one animal's life affects another's in an endless dance of survival. A pride of lions may stalk a herd of buffalo, but the buffalo in turn may band together, forming a wall of horns to drive the predators away. The air is filled with the sounds of the wild, the rustle of grass, the distant thunder of hooves, the warning calls that signal an approaching threat. The call of a bird, the buzz of insects, and the distant roar of a lion all serve as signals in this world of constant alertness. A single roar can send a herd of antelope fleeing in a cloud of dust. These sounds tell the story of the day, of battles fought and won, of narrow escapes and hard-fought victories. They signal danger, announce a discovery of food, or simply declare an animal's presence. A sudden alarm call can trigger a stampede. As prey animals race to outpace their pursuers, every creature must listen carefully to these sounds to stay alive. Meerkats stand sentry, scanning the horizon for hawks, while antelope freeze, ears swiveling to catch the faintest hint of danger. The wind carries smells across the grass, bringing news of rain, a nearby predator, or a fresh kill. Hyenas follow the scent of blood, hoping to steal a meal from a lion's feast. Life here is lived through the senses. Eyes, ears, and noses are always alert, searching for the next sign of opportunity or threat. It is a constant state of awareness, where a single moment of distraction can mean the difference between life and death. A cheetah and a gazelle lock eyes, each calculating their next move in a silent battle of wits and speed. As the day turns to dusk, the savannah changes. Shadows lengthen, and the air grows thick with anticipation. The light softens, and the air cools. The battles of the day give way to the dangers of the night. A new set of animals begins to stir. Hyenas cackle as they gather in the darkness, ready to challenge lions for scraps, while leopards slip silently through the undergrowth, masters of the night hunt. This is the time when the hunters are most active. The cover of darkness gives them the edge, and the savannah becomes a battleground of stealth and surprise. The fading light gives them an advantage, allowing them to move unseen through the tall grass. Eyes glint in the shadows, and every rustle could be the start of a deadly pursuit. For the plant-eaters, it is a time of high alert. Herds bunch together, every sense straining to detect the approach of a silent hunter. The night brings new dangers, and they must be ready. A single mistake can mean the end, as the relentless cycle of battle continues under the cover of darkness. The stars come out, bright in the dark sky, watching over this ancient land where the drama of life and death, of epic animal battles, daring escapes and hard-won victories will play out until the sun rises once more on the great stage of the African savannah. In the heart of the African savannah, where the golden grass stretches as far as the eye can see, a silent drama unfolds each day. The lion, often hailed as the king of this vast wilderness, stands as a symbol of strength and majesty. Yet even the king cannot rule alone. The secret to the lion's reign lies not in solitary power, but in the strength of the pride, a tightly knit family group bound by blood, loyalty, and survival. Within the pride, every member has a role to play. Lionesses, cubs, and the dominant male all contribute to the intricate web of teamwork that sustains their lives. Teamwork is the pride's greatest weapon. It is the invisible thread that weaves their fates together, allowing them to face challenges that would be insurmountable alone. The lionesses, agile and cunning, are the pride's primary hunters. Their bond is forged through countless hunts, each one a test of coordination and trust. Smaller and more nimble than the males, the lionesses move as one. Each step, each breath, each glance a part of a silent conversation. As the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, the pride comes alive. Dusk is their hour, when shadows grow long and the air cools, perfect for the hunt. The lionesses slip through the grass, their golden coats melting into the landscape. Every muscle is tensed, every sense alert, as they become nearly invisible to their prey. They fan out, forming a living net. With the subtlest flick of an ear or a glint in the eye, they communicate. No words, only instinct and experience guiding their movements. The hunt is a masterpiece of strategy. Each lioness knows her place, her timing, her role in the unfolding plan. One lioness, often the boldest, circles wide around the herd, her movements slow and deliberate, drawing the attention of the prey. Meanwhile, her sisters lie in wait, hidden in the tall grass, every muscle coiled like a spring, ready to explode into action. Their quarry is often formidable, a buffalo, a wildebeest, sometimes even a zebra. These animals are strong, fast, and dangerous, but the pride's unity gives them an edge. The lead huntress, seasoned by years of experience, signals the start. With a sudden burst, she charges, her roar lost in the thunder of hooves. Her task is to isolate a single animal, to break the unity of the herd and force one into the open. She sprints, sowing chaos and fear as the herd scatters in a storm of dust and pounding feet. The hidden lionesses watch, their eyes locked on the target, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. In a heartbeat, they spring from their cover, closing in from all sides, forming a living wall that traps their prey. Patience is their greatest ally. Sometimes the pride will stalk for hours, inching forward, never rushing, never revealing their presence until the time is right. They move with painstaking care, bellies pressed to the earth, every step calculated to avoid a single snap of a twig. Only when they are close enough, sometimes just a few meters away, do they prepare for the final charge. A lion's sprint is a marvel of power, but it is short-lived. They must make every second count. The attack is sudden, explosive, a blur of muscle and claws as the pride erupts from hiding. In perfect unison, the lionesses charge, their roars and growls echoing across the plains. The chase is chaos, dust clouds swirling, hooves drumming, the air thick with tension and adrenaline. The pride works as one, cutting off escape routes surrounding their prey, and using their combined strength to bring it down. It is a breathtaking display of coordination, power, and unity, each lioness trusting the others with her life. The male lion, his mane catching the last rays of sunlight, often observes from a distance, his presence a silent promise of protection. While the lionesses are the hunters, the male's role is no less vital. He is the guardian, the sentinel who keeps watch over the pride and their territory. His duty is to defend against rivals, to patrol the boundaries, and to ensure the safety of his family. His roar, deep and thunderous, is a warning that echoes for miles, a declaration that this land and this family are under his protection. When the hunt brings down a massive animal, the male's strength is called upon. Together, the pride unites to subdue even the most powerful prey. In the end, the pride gathers, cubs, lionesses, and the mighty male, sharing the reward of their teamwork. The pride is more than a family. It is a living testament to the power of unity in the wild, where survival depends on the strength of many, working as one. Hunting on the savannah is incredibly difficult. Even for a coordinated team of lionesses, failure is common. The open plains offer little cover, and the prey is always alert, ready to flee at the slightest hint of danger. In fact, lions are successful in only about 1 out of every 5 hunts. Each failed attempt leaves the pride more exhausted and hungrier than before. The animals they hunt are strong, fast, and have their own powerful survival instincts. A wildebeest can run at speeds of up to 50 miles per hour, and zebras are known for their agility and powerful kicks. A zebra can deliver a kick powerful enough to break a lion's jaw, a devastating injury that can spell doom for the predator. A Cape buffalo, with its massive horns and aggressive nature, can easily injure or even kill a lion that is not careful. These formidable creatures are known to charge at predators, using their horns as deadly weapons. Every hunt is a huge risk, and a single mistake can have serious consequences for the entire pride, leaving them hungry and weakened. An injured lioness may struggle to keep up with the pride, and her ability to hunt effectively is compromised. An injury to a key huntress can be a disaster for the pride. The loss of her hunting skills and experience can significantly reduce the pride's chances of a successful hunt. If the lead female gets hurt, the team loses its most experienced leader. Her knowledge of the terrain and prey behavior is invaluable, and without her the pride's coordination suffers. This can make their hunts less successful, and the whole pride may struggle to find food. The younger lions, still learning the art of the hunt, rely heavily on the guidance of their elders. The bond between the lionesses is strong, and they rely on each other completely. Their social structure is built on cooperation and mutual support, essential for their survival. A failed hunt means they must rest and conserve what little energy they have left. The savannah is unforgiving, and every ounce of strength must be preserved for the next attempt. Lions can spend up to 20 hours a day resting, not because they are lazy, but because they must save their strength for the next life or death attempt to secure a meal. Their bodies are built for short bursts of intense activity, not prolonged exertion. The pressure to succeed is always present. Each hunt is a gamble, with the stakes being the pride's very survival. But when a hunt is successful, the reward is great. The pride's persistence and teamwork pay off, and they bring down a large animal. After bringing down a large animal, the pride gathers to eat. The feast is a moment of triumph, a hard-earned reward for their efforts. The scene can be chaotic, with lions jostling for position. Each member of the pride fights for their share, knowing that this meal must sustain them for days to come. The male lion usually eats first, using his size and strength to claim the best parts of the kill. His dominance ensures that he gets the nutrients he needs to protect the pride. He is followed by the lionesses, who did the hard work of the hunt. Their cooperation and skill are what made the kill possible. Finally, the cubs get their turn, learning the rules of the pride's social order. They watch and mimic the adults, gaining the skills they will need to survive. A single large lion can eat an astonishing amount of meat in one sitting, sometimes up to 66 pounds, to make up for the long periods between meals. This feast is a crucial opportunity to replenish their energy reserves. This feast is crucial for the pride's survival. The nutrients they consume will fuel their bodies, allowing them to rest, heal, and prepare for the next hunt. The food gives them the energy they need to rest, to heal, and for the cubs to grow strong. The young lions depend on these meals to develop the strength and skills they will need as adults. After they have eaten their fill, the lions often find a shady spot to sleep, their bellies full. This period of rest is essential for their recovery and preparation for future hunts. Vultures may circle overhead and hyenas may lurk nearby, waiting for a chance to steal scraps. The savannah is a constant battleground, and no meal goes uncontested. But for a short time the pride is safe and satisfied. The successful hunt has provided them with a temporary reprieve from the harsh realities of their environment. The successful hunt has bought them precious time, fueling them for the days ahead and strengthening the bonds that hold their family together in this harsh, unforgiving land. The pride's unity and cooperation are their greatest assets in the ongoing struggle for survival. The Cape buffalo is one of the most formidable animals on the African savanna. Its reputation is legendary, whispered among the grasslands as a creature not to be trifled with. They are often called the Black Menace because of their unpredictable and aggressive nature. When danger approaches, their eyes narrow and their bodies tense, ready for battle at a moment's notice. Weighing nearly 2,000 pounds and armed with massive curved horns, a single buffalo is a dangerous opponent. These horns are not just for show, they are weapons, sharpened by years of use, capable of goring even the fiercest adversary. But their true strength lies in their numbers. When a threat looms, the herd transforms from a peaceful gathering into a living fortress. Buffalo live in large herds that can number in the hundreds. Each member is a vital part of a greater whole, and together they become an unstoppable force. This herd is not just a crowd of animals, it is a highly organized and defensive community. Every buffalo knows its place, and every movement is coordinated for maximum protection. They are a living wall of muscle and horn, a fortress that is very difficult for any predator to break. When lions approach, the herd tightens, presenting a barrier of sharp horns and unyielding bodies. The herd's main defense strategy is unity. In the face of danger, they do not panic or scatter. Instead, they draw together, their strength multiplied by their solidarity. When they sense danger, such as the scent of lions on the wind, the buffalo do not scatter and run. Instead, a ripple of alertness passes through the herd, every head raised, every nostril flaring. Instead, they bunch together, forming a tight, defensive circle. This is the moment when the herd becomes a fortress, each buffalo locking into position, horns outward, eyes scanning for movement. The most vulnerable members of the herd, the young calves, are kept safe in the very center of this circle. Here they are shielded from the chaos and danger that lurks just beyond the wall of adults. They are surrounded by their mothers and other females who form an inner ring of protection. These mothers are fierce defenders, ready to charge at any sign of threat. The large, powerful males known as bulls stand on the outside, their massive heads lowered and their sharp horns facing the threat. These bulls are the first line of defense, and they do not hesitate to confront danger head-on. This wall of horns is an intimidating sight for any predator. Lions, hyenas, and even the mighty crocodile think twice before challenging such a formidable barrier. Life within the herd is structured and orderly. Each buffalo knows its role, and the group moves with a sense of purpose and discipline. The buffalo are constantly on the move, searching for fresh grass and water. Their journey is never without risk, for predators lurk in the tall grass, waiting for a moment of weakness. They follow ancient paths that have been used by generations before them. These trails are marked by the memories of past confrontations, places where herds have stood their ground against attackers. The entire herd moves as one, a dark river flowing across the golden plains. When danger strikes, this river can turn into a raging torrent, sweeping aside anything in its path. The sound of their hooves is like low thunder, a constant reminder of their power and presence. When a predator charges, the ground shakes as the herd surges forward, horns lowered, ready to defend their own. They communicate with a series of grunts and moans, keeping the herd together and warning each other of potential dangers. A single alarm call can trigger a wave of readiness, every buffalo bracing for the coming storm. This constant communication is key to their collective safety and success. In the chaos of a predator attack, these signals guide the herd, ensuring that no member is left behind. Even when resting or drinking at a waterhole, the herd remains vigilant. The memory of past confrontations lingers, and every buffalo knows that danger can strike at any moment. Some buffalo will always be standing guard, their heads up, scanning the horizon for any sign of trouble. These sentinels are the first to spot a stalking lion or a lurking hyena. They know that predators are always watching, waiting for a moment of weakness. The savannah is a battleground, and every day is a test of strength and unity. The herd's safety depends on every member playing their part. When a lioness charges, the bulls rush to intercept, while the mothers close ranks around the calves, bellowing in defiance. This incredible cooperation is what allows them to thrive in a land full of dangers. Time and again, predators are driven back by the sheer determination and unity of the herd. They face the challenges of the savannah not as individuals, but as a single powerful force, united in their will to survive. In the epic battles of the wild, the Cape buffalo stands as a testament to the power of unity, courage, and the unbreakable spirit of the herd. In the heart of the savannah, the buffalo herd is a living testament to the ancient power of matriarchal rule. Here, leadership is not seized by brute force, but earned through a lifetime of wisdom, experience, and unwavering resolve. At the center of this society stands the matriarch, an older female whose knowledge is the herd's greatest treasure. She is not necessarily the largest, nor the most physically imposing, but her mind is a map of the land, and her instincts are honed by years of survival. Every wrinkle on her face tells a story of droughts endured, predators outwitted, and migrations led across unforgiving terrain. The matriarch is the living memory of the herd. She remembers the hidden waterholes that lie beneath cracked earth, the safest paths through tall grass where lions may lurk, and the subtle changes in the wind that signal the coming of rain or danger. When the land is parched and hope seems lost, it is she who leads her family to secret springs, her steps guided by memories passed down through generations. In times of plenty, she knows where the grass is sweetest, ensuring the herd's strength and health. The herd follows her without hesitation, trusting her judgment implicitly. Her authority is absolute, not because it is enforced, but because it is earned and respected by all. Her experience is their compass, guiding them through the labyrinth of the savannah, across rivers swollen by rain, through forests thick with shadows, and over plains where danger is always near. Her eyes, ever watchful, scan the horizon for threats. She is the strategist, the sentinel, and the heart of the herd. Yet while the matriarch's wisdom guides the herd, it is the bulls who provide its formidable strength. These powerful males are the sentinels of the group, standing at the periphery, always alert, always ready. The mature bulls form a living barricade, their massive bodies a shield against the dangers that stalk the savannah. They are the guardians, ever vigilant, forming a circle of muscle and horn around the vulnerable calves and females. Their role is clear: to confront any threat head-on. When danger approaches, the bulls do not flinch. They stand their ground, eyes fixed on the horizon, ready to defend their family at any cost. Should a pride of lions dare to test the herd's defenses, it is the bulls who surge forward, their hooves thundering, their horns lowered in defiance. The clash is fierce, a display of raw power that sends even the boldest predators scattering. The bulls are fearless, placing themselves between danger and the herd's most vulnerable members. Their courage is legendary, their loyalty unwavering. A charging buffalo is a force of nature, unstoppable, relentless, and feared by all. Even the king of beasts knows to respect the fury of a buffalo bull defending his own. The bulls are the shield, the protectors whose presence allows the herd to graze and rest in peace, knowing that strength stands between them and the shadows. Among the bulls, a silent hierarchy exists, a social order forged not by words but by displays of strength and will. This order is established through dramatic contests where two giants face off in a ritual as old as time itself. The clash of horns echoes across the plains, a thunderous proclamation of dominance. Each battle is a test of strength, endurance, and determination. The sound of their collision carries far, a warning and a challenge to all who hear it. Dust swirls around them as they push each other to the limits of their power. These battles are rarely fatal, but they are grueling, leaving both combatants exhausted. The victor earns not just respect, but the right to pass on his strength to the next generation. The dominant bull stands tall, his victory granting him the privilege to mate, ensuring that only the strongest genes shape the future of the herd. This system of contests and hierarchy maintains order among the bulls, preventing chaos and fostering stability within the group. The union of the matriarch's wisdom and the bull's might creates a society that is both resilient and formidable. Each member plays a role, and together they are greater than the sum of their parts. So cohesive and powerful is this alliance that the herd will stand its ground against any rival, no matter how imposing. Their unity is their strength, and their reputation echoes across the wild. Even the mighty elephant, ruler of the waterholes, sometimes yields to the determined advance of a buffalo herd, recognizing the unbreakable will that drives them. The buffalo's silent, unwavering stare is a challenge, an unspoken warning that they will not be moved by fear or intimidation. In the wild, few sights are as awe-inspiring as a buffalo herd moving as one, guided by the wisdom of the matriarch, protected by the strength of the bulls, and bound together by a unity that makes them a true force of nature. Far from the noisy herds and social prides, in the golden hush of the savannah, another great hunter moves with silent purpose. This is the leopard, a master of stealth and solitude, whose every step is measured, every breath a whisper in the wind. Unlike the roaring lions that gather in prides, the leopard is a solitary shadow, living and hunting alone, its world defined by quiet independence. Each leopard commands a kingdom of its own, a patchwork of grassland, woodland, or rocky outcrop that it marks with scent and defends with silent vigilance. Boundaries are invisible lines, known only to the leopard and its rivals, drawn and redrawn in the dust and dew. This solitary existence demands a unique set of skills. The leopard is an acrobat, scaling trees with effortless grace, and a phantom slipping through dense bush without a sound. With no pride to rely on, the leopard must be ever alert, scanning the horizon for both opportunity and danger, its senses honed to perfection. It is patience incarnate, waiting for hours in the tall grass, eyes unblinking, muscles coiled, every nerve attuned to the faintest rustle or flicker of movement. The leopard is a silent ghost, a living shadow that glides unseen through the trees and grass, its presence betrayed only by the occasional flick of a tail or the glint of golden eyes. Its life is one of secrecy, a constant dance with the light and shade, always hidden, always watching. As the sun dips below the horizon and the world cools, the leopard comes alive. From dusk until dawn it prowls beneath the moon and stars, using the cloak of darkness to stalk its prey and avoid larger predators. Its coat, a tapestry of golden fur and dark rosettes, is more than beautiful. It is armor. Each spot breaks up the outline of its body, allowing it to vanish into the dappled light and shadow of its world. In the shifting sunlight beneath the trees, the leopard becomes nearly invisible, a master of disguise, able to melt into the underbrush and wait unseen for the perfect moment. For hours, a leopard may lie motionless on a sturdy branch high above the ground, watching the world below with unblinking eyes. From this vantage it surveys its domain, patient and unhurried. It is a patient observer waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike, every muscle ready to explode into action at the slightest sign of weakness in its prey. The leopard's world is one of quiet watchfulness, a realm of subtlety and silence, so different from the noisy, bustling lives of other great beasts. To survive alone, the leopard must be endlessly adaptable. It is a hunter of opportunity, able to change its tactics and its diet to suit the moment and the place. It cannot always bring down the largest prey, so it learns to stalk the small and the swift, the cautious and the clever. Its menu is as varied as the savannah itself, warthogs, monkeys, birds and more, each requiring a different approach, a different kind of patience. The leopard will hunt anything it can catch, from a fleet-footed antelope to a wary bird, a scurrying reptile or even the smallest insects, each meal a testament to its resourcefulness. This flexibility is the secret to its survival, allowing it to thrive where others might starve. If one type of prey disappears, the leopard simply turns its attention to another, always adapting, always learning. This remarkable adaptability allows the leopard to call many places home, from the tangled depths of rainforests to the open sweep of grasslands, from rocky hills to riverine thickets. It is one of the most widely distributed big cats on Earth, a true wanderer whose paw prints can be found in forests, mountains and savannas across continents. Yet this solitary life is never easy. The leopard must constantly defend its territory from rivals and fend off other predators. Each day a new test of strength and cunning. It must find its own food, protect its own land, and for the mothers raise their young in secret, hidden dens with no help but their own fierce determination. A mother leopard will leave her cubs tucked away in the thickest cover, her heart heavy with worry as she hunts, always aware that danger could find them while she is gone. Every dawn brings new challenges, rival predators, shifting prey, the endless search for food and safety. Each victory and each narrow escape is earned alone. The leopard is the ultimate individualist, a living symbol of silent strength, patience, and perfect adaptation to the wild and lonely corners of the world. A creature whose story is written in shadows and whose legend endures wherever wilderness remains. In the world of animal battles, few creatures embody the dual forces of stealth and strength quite like the leopard. Every movement is a calculated risk, every breath measured, as it becomes a living shadow in the wild. The leopard's hunting style is the art of the ambush, an ancient dance of patience and precision. Unlike predators that rely on speed or brute force alone, the leopard is a stalk and pounce predator, thriving on surprise rather than exhausting chases. The hunt begins with a slow, silent stalk. Each step is deliberate, the leopard's body pressed low to the earth, muscles rippling beneath its spotted coat as it glides through the underbrush. It uses every scrap of cover, a bush, a termite mound, a patch of tall grass, blending seamlessly into the landscape. The world around it is a tapestry of obstacles and opportunities, and the leopard reads it like a master strategist. Its paws, soft and padded, touch the ground with the gentlest pressure, barely disturbing a blade of grass. The silence is absolute, broken only by the faintest whisper of fur against leaves. The goal is to get within 16 feet of its prey, close enough that a single leap will close the distance, yet far enough to remain unseen. The tension in the air is palpable, as predator and prey exist in parallel worlds, separated by mere inches, and the razor's edge of awareness. This approach demands immense patience and skill. The leopard freezes mid-step, every sense straining as a twig threatens to betray its presence. One wrong move, one careless sound, and the opportunity vanishes in an instant. When the moment is right, the transformation is instantaneous. The leopard explodes from cover, a blur of muscle and intent, unleashing all its pent-up energy in a single devastating attack. It launches itself forward with astonishing speed and power, closing the gap before the prey can react. The attack is surgical, aimed at the throat or the back of the neck, vulnerable points that ensure a swift end. The leopard's jaws lock in a suffocating bite, cutting off air and silencing the struggle. This is not just a display of strength, but of efficiency. Every second counts in the wild where noise can draw unwanted attention. The struggle is brief and silent. The leopard's method prevents the dying animal from calling out, a crucial tactic in a world where the sound of a kill can summon rivals from miles away. Despite its solitary existence, the leopard is a remarkably successful hunter. Its success rate is about 38%, far surpassing many of its competitors. This high success is owed to its unmatched stealth. The leopard's ability to vanish into its surroundings is legendary, making it a ghostly presence in the animal kingdom's ongoing battles. But stealth is only half the story, and the leopard's strength is equally astonishing, a force that defies its size and appearance. A male leopard is not as large as a lion, yet its muscles are packed with explosive power, honed by a life of solitary survival. It can drag prey much heavier than itself, muscles rippling as it pulls its prize through tangled brush or up steep inclines. After a successful hunt, the leopard performs one of nature's most impressive feats, hauling its kill, sometimes twice its own weight, high into the branches of a tree. This act is both a display of raw power and clever strategy. By lifting its meal out of reach, the leopard thwarts the ever-present threat of scavengers. Lions and hyenas, formidable in their own right, can only watch from below as the leopard secures its prize in the treetops, safe from their grasp. The tree becomes the leopard's fortress and pantry, a sanctuary where it can rest and feed in peace, high above the chaos of the savannah. Here the leopard enjoys its meal over several days, undisturbed by the constant threats that roam the ground below. This remarkable behavior is a testament to the leopard's intelligence and adaptability, traits that set it apart in the relentless competition of the wild. In a world teeming with larger, more numerous adversaries, the leopard's blend of stealth and strength allows it to carve out a niche all its own, navigating danger with quiet confidence. The image of a leopard draped over a tree limb, its kill safely beside it, is more than just a symbol of the savannah. It is a living testament to the power of stealth, the triumph of strength, and the endless ingenuity of nature's most formidable survivors. Across the endless golden plains of the African savannah, a silent drama unfolds each day. Here the lives of lions, buffalo, and leopards are woven together with those of the true giants who roam these lands. Every creature, from the smallest bird to the largest mammal, plays a part in the intricate web of survival, but it is the giants who command the greatest respect. Towering above all is the African elephant, the largest land animal on Earth. With their massive ears fanning the air and trunks swaying with each step, elephants move with a quiet confidence that few dare to challenge. As they travel in stately lines across the savannah, dust swirling around their feet, elephants leave deep footprints in the earth, marks of their ancient passage. Their presence is felt long before they're seen, as the ground seems to tremble beneath their weight. Within each herd, a wise matriarch leads her family. She remembers every watering hole, every safe path, and every danger. The younger elephants gather around her, learning the secrets of the land through her gentle guidance and powerful memory. Even the mighty lions, rulers in their own right, show deference to these gentle titans. A healthy adult elephant is a force no predator dares to provoke. When a herd of elephants passes, lions pause their hunt and simply watch, acknowledging the elephant's unspoken authority. The savannah's balance is maintained by this mutual respect. Elephants are the gentle rulers of the plain. Their movements shape the world around them, opening up water holes, knocking down trees, and creating pathways that countless other animals follow. Their presence is a living legacy echoing through the generations, yet the savannah is also home to another giant, the giraffe, whose long neck stretches high above the grasslands, surveying the world from a vantage point few can imagine. With grace and precision, giraffes pluck the tenderest leaves from the tops of acacia trees, their tongues curling around thorns with practiced ease. This unique adaptation allows them to feast where others cannot, turning the treetops into their private banquet. But their height, while a gift, is also a burden. Giraffes must always be vigilant, their wide eyes scanning the horizon for the faintest sign of danger. When thirst drives them to water, giraffes are forced into a vulnerable pose, spreading their legs wide and lowering their necks in a slow, careful descent. In this moment their elegance gives way to awkwardness, and every muscle tenses in anticipation. Predators know this is their chance. A lion, patient and silent, may watch from the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike at the distracted giant. Giraffes drink quickly, their heads snapping up between gulps to scan for threats. Only when they are certain of safety do they return to the comfort of their towering height, where few can reach them. All across the savannah, survival demands creativity. Each animal has developed its own remarkable strategy to endure the challenges of this wild land. The warthog, often underestimated, is a master of speed and agility. With a burst of energy, it can dash across the grass at up to 30 miles per hour, leaving would-be hunters in its dust. For shelter, warthogs rely on the abandoned burrows of aardvarks, transforming these underground tunnels into safe havens. With a peculiar but effective habit, the warthog backs into its burrow, keeping its sharp tusks pointed toward the entrance, a formidable defense against any intruder. Any predator bold enough to approach is met by a wall of gleaming tusks, a warning that this home is well defended. As dusk falls and shadows lengthen, warthog families gather at their burrow entrances, young nestled close, all protected by the simple wisdom of their ancestors. Even the smallest creatures have their place in this grand tapestry. Insects and birds flit between the giants, each playing a vital role in the ecosystem's balance. Among them, the oxpecker stands out, a tiny bird with a big job. Perched atop the backs of buffalo, giraffes and rhinos, it is a constant companion to the savannah's giants. The oxpecker is not simply along for the ride. With a sharp beak it searches through fur and hide, seeking out ticks and parasites that trouble its host. Each tick plucked is a meal for the bird and a relief for the animal, forging a partnership that benefits both. This mutual relationship is a testament to the interconnectedness of life here, where survival often depends on cooperation as much as competition. The giants relax free from the irritation of pests, while the oxpecker enjoys a steady feast, each thriving because of the other. But the oxpecker's role does not end there. With a sharp screech, it warns its host of approaching danger, acting as an ever-watchful sentinel atop its living perch. In this vast, sun-drenched world, every creature, giant or small, depends on the others. The savannah's giants shape the land, but it is the harmony between all its inhabitants that ensures the survival of this extraordinary ecosystem. As the first golden rays of dawn stretch across the African savannah, a vast and ancient world awakens. Here every creature is bound to a relentless cycle, a dance of beauty and brutality that has played out for countless generations. This is a realm ruled by the unyielding laws of nature, where survival is earned with every sunrise and sunset. The open plains dotted with acacia trees and winding rivers are home to a tapestry of life, each thread woven with purpose and instinct. Each day the struggle begins anew. Herds of wildebeest and zebra journey across the grasslands in search of water, their movements dictated by the promise of nourishment and the ever-present threat of danger. Every sip at the waterhole is taken with caution, every glance scanning for the shadow of a predator. For the lion pride, life is a test of unity and might. Their survival depends on the strength of their bonds and the precision of their teamwork. Each hunt is a carefully orchestrated event, a silent communication of glances and gestures as they stalk their prey through the tall grass. Together they must not only hunt but also defend their territory from rival prides and protect their vulnerable cubs from lurking threats. The future of the pride rests on the shoulders of every member, from the youngest cub to the oldest matriarch. The buffalo herd, massive and formidable, finds its strength in numbers. Each individual is a vital part of the whole, and together they form a living wall of muscle and determination. When danger approaches, the herd closes ranks, forming a protective circle around their young. Heads lowered, eyes sharp, they stand as one, unyielding, a fortress of flesh and horn that few predators dare to challenge. In contrast, the solitary leopard moves through the shadows, a master of stealth and patience. Every step is calculated, every movement silent. Alone it must rely on its cunning and adaptability, using the cover of dusk to hunt and the safety of trees to protect its hard-won meals. The savannah is a stage where predator and prey are locked in a perpetual contest. Eyes meet across the grass, muscles tense, and the ancient drama unfolds, sometimes in a burst of speed, sometimes in a silent standoff. A hunt is more than a quest for food. It is a battle of intelligence, endurance, and raw power. The outcome is never certain, and every participant risks everything for a chance at survival. The tension between a stalking lioness and a vigilant buffalo herd is a scene as old as the savannah itself. Each side knows the stakes, and every encounter is a test of nerve and strategy. When a leopard drags its prize into the branches, it is a triumph of wit over brute force, a testament to the endless ingenuity required to survive in this land. Yet after the chase, a rare peace settles over the plains. Grazing herds return to their routines, and the savannah breathes in a moment of calm, the cycle momentarily paused but never broken. These daily struggles are not chaos but the heartbeat of a balanced world. Predators and prey, each with their role, maintain the delicate equilibrium that allows life to flourish. The presence of predators ensures that the herds do not overgraze, allowing the grasses to regenerate and the land to remain fertile for all. Every creature, from the swiftest antelope to the slowest tortoise, contributes to the harmony of this ecosystem. Their lives are intertwined, their fates inseparable. The mighty elephants, with their immense strength, reshape the land itself. By toppling trees and clearing brush, they open new pathways and create habitats for countless other species. Vultures, the tireless scavengers, descend upon the remains of the fallen. Their work is vital, cleansing the land and returning nutrients to the earth, ensuring that life can begin anew. Even the smallest insects are indispensable. Dung beetles recycle waste, while bees and butterflies pollinate the flowers, sustaining the cycle of growth and renewal. From the towering elephant to the tiny oxpecker perched on its back, every animal has a part to play. Each one is a vital link in the chain of life, their destinies woven together in a complex web. Together they form a living tapestry, an intricate masterpiece of survival, connection, and interdependence, where every action ripples through the fabric of the savannah. As the sun dips below the horizon, the golden light fades and long shadows stretch across the plains. The day's struggles give way to the mysteries of the night. Night brings a new cast of characters. Nocturnal hunters emerge, and the vigilant eyes of prey scan the darkness for unseen threats. The cycle continues unbroken as life adapts to the changing rhythm of the savannah. A lion's roar pierces the silence, echoing beneath the stars, a powerful reminder that the struggle for survival never truly ends, even in the stillness of night. The call is both a warning and a promise, signaling that the drama of life and death will begin anew with the coming dawn. This is the endless cycle of the savannah, a timeless rhythm where every sunrise brings hope, every sunset brings uncertainty, and every heartbeat is a testament to the will to survive. In this world of breathtaking beauty and raw power, the story of nature's most epic showdowns is written and rewritten every single day in an unending saga of struggle, resilience, and life. As darkness descends over the savannah, the landscape transforms. The golden hues of day give way to a world painted in moonlight and shadow. For many, night brings uncertainty and fear, but for the savannah's nocturnal predators, it is the hour of opportunity, a time when their unique strategies come alive. In the cool silence, a pair of glowing eyes glints from the underbrush. The African hyena, often misunderstood, emerges with its clan. Hyenas are not just scavengers. Under the veil of night, they become cunning hunters. Working in tight-knit groups, they communicate with low whoops and subtle body language, coordinating attacks with remarkable intelligence. Their powerful jaws can crush bone, and their relentless stamina means that few prey can outrun them once the chase begins. The darkness amplifies their advantage as their keen sense of smell and acute hearing guide them through the unseen world. Elsewhere, a pride of lions stirs from their daytime slumber. Night is their domain, and the dim light grants them the upper hand. Their eyes are adapted to see in near-total darkness, detecting the slightest movement in the grass. The lionesses fan out, communicating silently, using the cover of night to stalk closer than daylight ever allows. Every step is calculated, every muscle tensed. When the time is right, they launch their ambush with explosive speed, relying on teamwork and the element of surprise. For the hunted, the night offers little protection from these silent shadows. But not all nocturnal predators hunt in groups. The leopard, master of solitude, becomes almost invisible in the darkness. Its spotted coat blends seamlessly with the patterns of moonlight and leaf, and its movements are a ghostly whisper among the branches. Patient and precise, the leopard uses the night to approach its prey, undetected, striking with a burst of power and dragging its prize high into the trees before rivals appear. In the dense thickets, the serval cat, a slender, long-legged hunter, prowls quietly. With ears attuned to the faintest rustle, it listens for the movement of rodents and small birds. In a flash, it leaps high into the air, snatching its prey with pinpoint accuracy. The serval's agility and sharp senses make it a feared hunter in the nocturnal world. Even the smallest predators, like the African barn owl, wield the night as their weapon. With feathers designed for silent flight, the owl glides low over the grasses, its heart-shaped face funneling the tiniest sounds to its ears. The moment a mouse stirs, the owl swoops down, talons outstretched, claiming its meal in absolute silence. Each of these nocturnal hunters has evolved to master the darkness. Their strategies, whether it's the strength of numbers, the precision of stealth, or the power of acute senses, are honed by countless nights on the savannah. The cover of night is not just a shield, but a tool shaping the way these animals hunt, survive, and thrive. As the moon sails overhead, the savannah is alive with invisible battles. Every rustle, every shadow, every sound is a piece of an ancient game, a contest where only the most adaptable survive. For the nocturnal predators, the night is not a time to hide, but a stage where their greatest talents are revealed. And as dawn approaches, these masters of the dark retreat once more, leaving behind only footprints and the fading echoes of their triumphs. The savannah breathes a sigh of relief, knowing that as long as the cycle endures, the strategies of the night will forever shape the story of survival. As the first light of dawn brushes the savannah, a new layer of the survival game is revealed, one that relies not on strength or speed, but on the art of deception. In this endless theatre of life and death, the roles of camouflage and mimicry are vital, turning even the most vulnerable creatures into masters of disguise. Beneath the dappled shadows of an acacia tree, a young impala stands completely still. Its tawny coat, marked with pale underbelly and white stripes, blends perfectly with the sunlit grasses and broken light. This camouflage is its first and most crucial defense, helping it vanish from the searching gaze of predators. With every flicker of wind, the impala adjusts its posture, becoming just another shape in the shifting landscape. Nearby, a chameleon inches along a branch, its skin pulsing with subtle shifts of colour. It mimics the greens of fresh leaves or the browns of dry bark, rendering itself almost invisible. For the chameleon, camouflage is both shield and sword, protecting it from sharp-eyed birds above and allowing it to ambush unsuspecting insects below. But camouflage is not limited to prey. Lying low in the tall grass, the African lioness presses her body flat against the earth. Her golden fur mirrors the hues of the savannah, concealing her until the final moment of the hunt. Every muscle is poised, every whisker still, as she becomes a silent extension of the land itself. Elsewhere, the leaf-tailed gecko clings to the rough bark of a tree, its jagged body edges and mottled skin matching the tangled lichen and moss. To a passing predator, it is nothing more than a broken branch. This mastery of disguise is its lifeline, a testament to the power of blending in. Mimicry takes deception even further. The African owl butterfly flutters among the bushes, the bold eye spots on its wings mimicking the stare of a watchful predator. When threatened, it flashes these spots, startling would-be attackers and buying precious seconds to escape. On the forest floor, the harmless African egg-eating snake coils in the leaf litter, its markings eerily similar to the venomous viper. Predators, fooled by this mimicry, keep their distance, granting the imposter safe passage in a world where appearances can mean the difference between life and death. Even among the smallest creatures, the art of disguise reigns supreme. The praying mantis, motionless and green, sways with the breeze, indistinguishable from the leaves it hides among. When prey approaches, the mantis strikes with lightning speed, the perfect illusion shattered in an instant. In the savannah, camouflage and mimicry are not mere tricks, they are essential strategies in the relentless contest of survival. Each adaptation is a silent duel of perception, where seeing and being seen can decide fate. As the sun rises higher, the drama of deception continues, shaping the destinies of both hunter and hunted. For in this vast and unforgiving world, the ability to disappear is often the greatest weapon of all. Beneath the shimmering surface of Africa's rivers and lakes lies a world as fierce and unforgiving as the savannah above. Here, the rules of survival are rewritten by the currents, and every creature is shaped by the eternal struggle between hunter and hunted. In the slow-moving waters of the Okavango Delta, a school of tilapia glides in perfect formation, their silvery scales catching the fractured sunlight. Safety lies in numbers, and each fish responds to the slightest flicker of movement, darting as one to evade the lurking threats below. But in the shadows, a patient predator waits, the African tigerfish. With a sudden burst of speed, it slices through the water, jaws lined with razor-sharp teeth snapping shut with lethal precision. The tilapia scatter in a frantic explosion of bubbles, only the swiftest escaping the tigerfish's relentless pursuit. Elsewhere, a Nile crocodile patrols the murky shallows, its armored body nearly invisible beneath mats of floating vegetation. Motionless, it waits for hours, its eyes and nostrils barely breaking the surface. When an unsuspecting antelope ventures too close for a drink, the crocodile erupts in a surge of power, jaws clamping shut in the blink of an eye. The struggle is brief and brutal as the crocodile's strength and stealth turn the water's edge into a deadly trap. But not all aquatic battles are won by brute force. In the tangled roots of a papyrus grove, a small African clawed frog employs a different tactic. Its mottled skin blends seamlessly with the muddy bottom, and when danger approaches, it buries itself in the silt, invisible to prowling catfish and predatory birds above. Meanwhile, the electric catfish of the Congo River possesses a weapon found nowhere else on the savannah, a powerful electric shock. When threatened or hunting, it releases a sudden jolt, stunning prey and deterring would-be attackers. This invisible force transforms the catfish from a vulnerable target into a formidable opponent, proving that in the underwater world, even the unseen can be deadly. In open water, hippos clash in displays of dominance and power. Massive jaws gape wide, revealing tusks as sharp as swords. Males bellow and lunge, churning the river into froth as they battle for territory and the right to lead their herd. These confrontations are brief but intense, and the victor claims not just the prime stretch of river, but the future of his lineage. Even the smallest inhabitants of these waters are locked in constant battle. Swarms of freshwater shrimp and tiny water beetles engage in miniature skirmishes over food and shelter, their movements quick and relentless beneath the surface. Each victory, no matter how small, is a step closer to survival in this aquatic arena. As the sun sets and the rivers glow with the last light of day, the underwater warriors prepare for another night of challenges. In this hidden world, every ripple tells a story, and every shadow conceals a struggle. The tactics may differ from those on land, but the stakes are just as high. For beneath the water's surface, life is a ceaseless contest, where only the most cunning, the most adaptable, and the most relentless endure. Across the African wilderness, invisible boundaries carve the land into a tapestry of power, rivalry, and survival. For countless creatures, territory is more than just a place to live. It is the very heart of their existence, a space fiercely claimed, defended, and marked in ways both subtle and spectacular. On the open plains, a lone lion patrols the edge of his domain. With deliberate steps, he pauses at prominent bushes and tree trunks, rubbing his mane and spraying a pungent scent. Each mark is a warning, a message to rivals that this land is taken, and any trespass will be met with force. The scent lingers on the wind, a silent guardian long after the lion has moved on. Nearby, a black rhino carves deep furrows in the earth with his horns, scattering dung in carefully placed piles. These middens are his signature, a bold proclamation to any passing rhino that this patch of savannah is under his watchful eye. The scent of dung and the scars etched into the soil are unmistakable, drawing invisible lines that shape the movements of every rhino in the region. In the tangled undergrowth, a leopard weaves between trees, brushing her cheeks against rough bark and leaving behind faint traces of scent. Unlike the lion's brazen display, her marks are discreet, hidden messages for herself and her cubs, and a subtle deterrent for other leopards. Each path, each tree, is part of a secret map, known only to those who dare to read it. For smaller creatures, the stakes are no less dire. A dwarf mongoose stands atop a termite mound, chirping a warning to neighbouring clans. The boundaries between colonies are patrolled daily, and any intruder is swiftly repelled by a chorus of calls and a show of collective strength. Territory ensures access to food, safety, and the chance to raise young in peace. Even in the air, the concept of territory reigns supreme. A lilac-breasted roller swoops from branch to branch, its vibrant feathers flashing as it calls out in defiance. Each song and display is a declaration, a challenge to others that this patch of sky and woodland belongs to it alone. As dusk falls, the chorus of marking and patrolling continues. From the low growl of a hyena to the rhythmic drumming of a ground hornbill, every sound and scent is part of a complex language of ownership and warning. These invisible borders reduce constant conflict, allowing animals to avoid unnecessary battles by recognizing the signs and signals left behind. Yet, when boundaries are challenged, when a rival dares to cross the line, the result is often swift and fierce. Displays of strength, from roaring lions to charging elephants, serve as both deterrent and defense. Sometimes battles erupt, and the victor claims the spoils, land, resources, and the right to shape the future. In the wild, territory is survival. It is the stage upon which every drama unfolds, the prize for which every contest is fought. Through scent, sound, and spectacle, animals draw their lines in the sand, staking their claim in a world where every inch matters. The struggle for territory is eternal, an unending cycle of marking, defending, and sometimes conquering. In the heart of the wilderness, not all battles are fought with tooth and claw. Some are waged in the invisible realm of sound, a world where calls, roars, and rumbles carry the weight of threats, warnings, and declarations of power. For many creatures, the art of communication is as vital as strength or speed, shaping the outcome of every confrontation. On the open plains, a pride of lions gathers at dawn. The dominant male lifts his head and unleashes a thunderous roar, its echoes rolling across the savannah for miles. This is no idle display. The roar is a weapon, a proclamation of dominance that warns rivals to stay away. Its deep vibrations can be felt as much as heard, sending a clear message. This territory is claimed, its defenders united and unyielding. Nearby, a herd of elephants moves through the grass, their massive bodies nearly silent, but beneath the surface, low-frequency rumbles pass between them. Subtle seismic waves felt through the ground. Mothers reassure calves, matriarchs coordinate movement, and bulls broadcast their presence to potential rivals. These infrasonic sounds travel farther than the eye can see, binding the herd together and broadcasting their strength to all who listen. In the tangled thickets, a troop of baboons erupts in a cacophony of barks and screams. Each call carries meaning: alarm, aggression, reassurance. When two rival troops meet, their vocal volleys grow louder and more frantic, escalating the tension without a single blow exchanged. The outcome is often decided by the sheer volume and unity of their voices, as the weaker troop retreats before the first physical clash. On the riverbank, a hippopotamus surfaces, its massive jaws parting in a deep, resonant bellow. The sound rolls across the water, warning intruders to keep their distance. In these murky territories, sight is often limited, but sound cuts through the fog, carrying intent and authority. Even the smallest creatures wield sound as a shield and a sword. A chorus of frogs fills the night, each male vying for dominance with his song. The loudest and most persistent calls claim the best breeding spots, while less confident voices fade into the background. For these amphibians, the battle for territory and mates is won and lost in the airwaves. As dusk settles, the symphony of the wild reaches its crescendo. The booming calls of ground hornbills, the chittering of mongoose sentinels, the rhythmic drumming of woodpeckers, all form a tapestry of communication, each note a signal, each phrase a challenge or a warning. In these sonic battlegrounds, victory often goes to those who can speak the loudest, the longest, or the most convincingly. Sound becomes a shield, a weapon, and a bridge, shaping the fate of every creature that calls the wild home. Here, in the language of the wild, every battle has its own soundtrack, and every victor leaves an echo in the air. In the theatre of the wild, survival is not just about strength or aggression. Sometimes it is about outsmarting the hunter. For prey animals, every day is a high-stakes game of hide-and-seek where the cost of a single mistake can be fatal. Their greatest weapon, the art of evasion. On the open plains, a herd of impalas grazes, ears twitching at the faintest rustle in the grass. Their large, sensitive eyes scan the horizon, seeking the flicker of movement that could betray a stalking predator. When danger is sensed, a single impala snorts, a sharp alarm that sends the entire herd into flight. With astonishing speed, they leap in high, twisting bounds called stotting, confusing their pursuer and signaling their fitness to escape. In these moments, speed and unpredictability become shields, turning potential victims into untouchable phantoms. Nearby, a dazzle of zebras forms a living wall of stripes. When lions approach, the herd bunches together, their patterns blending into a dizzying optical illusion. For a split second, the predator hesitates, its target lost in the confusion of moving lines. In that hesitation, the zebras bolt, their coordinated dash scattering in all directions, the harmony of the herd, the confusion of stripes, and the timing of their escape. Each is a tactic honed through generations. In the underbrush, a tiny dik-dik freezes at the snap of a twig. Instead of running, it relies on stillness, blending perfectly with the dappled light and shadows. For many prey animals, camouflage is the first line of defense, a silent cloak that turns them invisible to watchful eyes. As dusk falls, wildebeest gather at the edge of a river, wary of crocodiles lurking beneath the surface. The herd hesitates, then surges across together, safety in numbers, chaos in motion. The sheer volume of bodies overwhelms the predators, reducing the odds of any single individual being caught. Even the smallest creatures are masters of escape. A young mongoose dashes for the safety of a burrow, zigzagging to throw off a swooping raptor. A chameleon, sensing vibrations on its branch, shifts color and flattens its body, vanishing into the foliage. For prey, survival is a test of senses, speed, and split-second decisions. Every encounter is a lesson, every escape a small victory in the relentless struggle for life. Here the hunted are never helpless. They are innovators, strategists, and survivors, forever adapting to the ever-changing threats of the wild. In the endless contest between predator and prey, it is not just the strongest who endure, but those who can turn fear into action and instinct into art. In these moments of pursuit and evasion, the wild reveals its most delicate balance, the dance of life and death played out in silence, speed, and shadow. In the grand arena of the wild, battles are not fought in isolation. The stage on which these dramas unfold is shaped by an ever-changing backdrop, the weather and environment. These elements are silent but powerful forces, influencing every encounter, every strategy, and every outcome. As the sun rises over the savannah, the temperature begins to climb. For the predators, this means a shift in tactics. Lions, known for their strength, must conserve energy under the scorching heat. They become nocturnal hunters, leveraging the cover of darkness to ambush their prey. In contrast, the cooler hours of dawn and dusk see a surge of activity among the herbivores, who graze and move with a heightened sense of urgency, knowing that the heat will soon drive them to seek shade and water. In the dense rainforests, the constant battle for survival is waged under a canopy of green. Here, the environment dictates the rules. The heavy rainfall turns the forest floor into a slippery maze where the stealthy jaguar must adapt its hunting techniques. With each step it moves with calculated precision, its paws finding silent purchase on the wet ground. Meanwhile the prey, monkeys and birds, use the dense foliage to their advantage, leaping and flying through the treetops, evading capture in a three-dimensional game of cat and mouse. High in the mountains, the thin air and rugged terrain present their own challenges. For the snow leopard, the harsh environment is both ally and adversary. Its thick fur provides insulation against the biting cold, while its powerful limbs navigate the rocky slopes with ease. Yet the scarcity of prey means that every hunt is a high-stakes endeavor. The ibex, with its sure-footed agility, uses the steep cliffs to escape, leaping from ledge to ledge with breathtaking precision. Here the battle is as much with the elements as it is with each other. In the arid deserts, survival hinges on an intimate understanding of the land. The fennec fox, with its oversized ears, detects the faintest sounds of insects and small mammals moving beneath the sand. It digs with lightning speed, unearthing its next meal, but the desert is unforgiving and water is scarce. The fox must navigate this harsh environment, traveling great distances to find sustenance while avoiding the deadly heat of the day. On the open plains, the arrival of the rainy season transforms the landscape. Rivers swell, and the once dry earth bursts into life. For the wildebeest, this is the signal for their great migration. They move in vast herds, following the promise of fresh grass. Yet the swollen rivers present a perilous obstacle. Crocodiles lie in wait. Their ambush is made easier by the muddy waters. The wildebeest must cross, driven by the need for survival, knowing that each crossing is a deadly gamble. In the frozen tundras, the battle for survival is waged against the relentless cold. The Arctic fox, with its pristine white coat, blends seamlessly into the snowy landscape. It must outsmart the polar bear, a formidable hunter that roams the ice in search of seals. The fox uses its keen sense of smell to locate food buried beneath the snow, while the bear relies on its immense strength to break through the ice. Here every calorie counts, and the environment shapes every move. In these diverse and challenging habitats, the weather and environment are more than just a backdrop. They are active participants in the drama of survival. They dictate the rhythms of life, influence the strategies of both predator and prey, and remind us that in the wild every battle is part of a larger, intricate web of life. The elements are the ever-present forces shaping the destinies of those who call these places home. In the dance of survival, they are the unseen partners guiding every step, every leap, and every breath. Across the vast wilderness, certain creatures rise above the rest, icons whose feats echo through generations, shaping the destinies of their kind. These are the legendary animal fighters whose strength, cunning and resilience have left an indelible mark on the wild. Their stories are not written in words but in scars, in whispered calls, and in the shifting balance of power across their domains. In the heart of the savannah, the tale of the one-eyed lion endures. Scarred from countless battles, he led his pride through drought and famine, fending off rivals with a roar that sent tremors through the grasslands. His legacy lives on in the pride's unity, in the cautious strength of his descendants, and in the wary respect of all who roam his former territory. Deep within the forest, the name of the emerald python is legend. This colossal serpent, draped in shimmering green, was unrivaled in stealth and patience. For years she ruled the canopy, ambushing monkeys and birds with silent precision. The very patterns of movement among the treetops changed in her presence, as her legend taught generations to move with greater care and vigilance. In the icy tundra, the ghost bear is spoken of in low, reverent tones. Towering and pale as the winter moon, he outlasted rivals, claimed the richest hunting grounds, and survived seasons of scarcity. His massive paw prints, pressed deep into the snow, became symbols of hope and caution, reminders that true greatness is forged in adversity. Beneath the waves, the tales of the scarlet manta linger. With wings wider than a boat is long, this giant glided through the reefs, defending its territory from sharks and rival mantas alike. The coral communities flourished under her protection, and her bold crimson markings inspired awe and respect in all who glimpsed her passing shadow. On the windswept cliffs, the iron-horned ibex etched his story in stone. With horns twisted by countless duels, he stood atop the highest peaks, challenging all who would threaten his herd. Even after his passing, the echoes of his battles ring across the mountains, and young ibexes trace his paths, learning the courage and balance that defined his reign. These legends are more than tales. They are the living memory of the wild. Their stories shape the instincts, the strategies, and the very spirit of those who follow. In every growl, in every leap, in every silent stalk through the shadows, the legacy of these champions endures. For in the wild, greatness is never forgotten. It's passed down in bloodlines and behaviors, whispered on the wind, and etched into the very fabric of the land. The legacy of legendary animal fighters is a testament to the enduring power of nature's champions, and a reminder that in the eternal struggle for survival, heroes are born, legends are made, and the wild remembers.